once you're used to the machine, you can move the hand up a bit.
Okay.
But if you've just got the palm like that, just to create the drag on the throttle.
Right.
So we've come to visit Moto Trainer today. We told you guys a little bit about it a few months ago. It's the first opportunity we've had to come and give it a shot. We're putting Sean in the saddle, and we'll sit and have a chat with the boys and tell you what it's all about. Let's see. So on the bench is an Aprilia 1000 at the moment, but you can also bring, if you are a track day rider or a racer, you can bring your own motorbike, put it in. They set it up for your weight. Oh, this is a 660 Aprilia. And yeah, we're going to show you what it's all about. They're going to put Sean onto an easy flowing track at the moment, and let's see what it's like. They tell us this is licensed by Dorna. It is the most realistic race slash ride simulator in the world at the moment. Let's see what he says. Right, so Sean's on the easiest track setting, and he's already used a few expletives that we had to get rid of. If you have a look, the instructor's behind him, giving him direction as he goes. But it's absolutely amazing. It's not like riding in a cartoon. It's like riding on an actual track with video footage whizzing past you. Super cool. The track that you can see in there is Sydney, which if you go and look it up, it's not too tight and twisty. Watch too hot into the corner. Woo! Check the angle of lean. It's a very immersive experience. Noise, wind, and the actual feel of the bike. And all the while the instructor just gives you an idea of what you're up to, how you can correct. It's really pretty cool. It's not your average TV game. Woohoo! Check. Sean, you're supposed to put your knee out, bugger. Absolutely brilliant. Sean, off the top, how was that?
It's a lot more difficult than what you might expect.
And you're in beginner mode.
It's actually more difficult than riding a bike around the track for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because you're in beginner mode, you're not shifting gears. The only thing you're doing here realistically is lean, throttle, and brakes. Right.
Okay, so for me, I don't know about anybody else, but what I experience, it's like sitting on a carnival ride for me. I'm not feeling the engine vibrate and stuff like that. So I'm not getting that instinctive feel from the engine that I normally expect. I'm also not used to the gyroscopic movement of this bike, where it is simulating the gyroscopic movement of your engine when you're tilting into a corner and then you rev your brake up and pick the bike up. It basically comes down to lack of skill from my side.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
That's your overlap. You want to try and get your overlap as close as possible to off the throttle and onto the brake, and then off the brake and back onto the throttle.
Okay.
That must correspond with your lean. Once you've got that, the bike will lift you out the corners. It'll go into the corners.
Okay.
You can adjust the height in the corners with the throttle.
Yeah.
But if your timing between your brake and your throttle and your lean is not right,
Yeah.
it doesn't
No,
work
for
you.
sure, yeah.
That's the whole aim of it, is to get that timing all sorted out.
See, the bike kind of corrects you in beginner mode just to get you through. It's fully immersive, and the big thing I saw on the screen, it's not a cartoon. You're riding on an actual track with actual filmed riders overtaking you on the outside and on the inside. So it's pretty cool.
I was too concentrated on. And the other thing.
Well, you were lapped 4 times by the one guy. Am I right? Eh? Yeah, I am right. I said you'd crash in the first corner,
and he was on a Harley Davidson.
It doesn't let you crash.
It doesn't give you an actual crash, but it does let you crash. What I noticed chatting to Ellen now is, if I went into the corner too hot or leaned over too much and didn't get back on the gas, or was on the brakes too hard into the corner, the bike wouldn't pick up.
Yeah.
And I physically had to fight the bque back up to get for the next corner.
Yeah.
So it does
teaching you.
It does simulate a crash, but it doesn't whip you off and break your arms. So if you want to bring your grandchildren here, your kids here, you want to take your wife on a bike for the first time,
Well,
I do think this would be a great thing for them.
This is the next thing I was going to ask you. Is it fun?
No.
Horrible, eh? We're never coming back again.
No.
So
It's
so
much
like
more than fun.
take my kiddios. They ride off road. Bring them here for a couple of laps on this. Fantastic.
I think you're going to become very broke because your kids are good off-road riders.
Yeah.
Kyle are good riders. Stick them on this. What happened last time you took them to the track with Jason Vessels?
True story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The butt bites and that's it. Can we go
100%.
racing? That's exactly what it is. And this is just another way to encourage people to ride motorbikes.
And Alan, you were saying your girls were faster than you.
Yes, they're still faster than me.
And if you want to go and race check this. If you want to go and race the Isle of Man without buying the ticket, you can just come on down here. It's insane. It's a complete sensory overload. Look at the concentration. There you go. You can think you're Michael Dunlop or Peter Hickman. It's insane. It's not a TV game.
It is a TV game, but it's not a TV game.
It's a real one.
Yeah, this is a simulator.
Brilliant.
So I would equate this. What I was doing today was absolutely basic stuff. I'm no good on the track.
Sure. Well, first time we've tried it.
I would equate this to a flight simulator for pilot training and aircraft training, etc. It gives you that kind of feel. Yeah, this is
a great training tool.
Can I just say something here? Every single person that rides a motorcycle needs to come spend a couple of hours, your Friday evening outing or your Saturday morning outing with your boys or your girls or whatever, come with your friends and spend every couple of months, come and spend 2 or 3 hours on this just to hone your skills.
Be a better rider.
You'll be a better rider, a safer rider, a faster rider, and you'll look better as well. You'll be able to show better to your mates.
There we go. Now I want to show you guys something quite interesting. Not only is this machine currently designed to run race simulations and tracks and things like that, they're also busy with the program now to train people like delivery riders and people who ride on the road. And this is a Spanish setup, so it's all on the wrong side of the road, but there's a South African version coming soon. Watch this. Okay, Sean, I want you to pop a wheelie down that road. Go. But it puts you into a street environment, and obviously, the RS is too much for this, but what they're going to do, they'll put a little delivery bike on there, like a big boy or whatever, and then you can bring your driver down for training and get certified on this machine with absolutely no risk. It makes great sense. But they're going to start filming shortly. Then what happens is the stuff goes over to the software developers, and then they build your simulator around South African road conditions. So, for example, there will be a big pothole. Did you get it? But unbelievable. Risk-free, no injury, and the guys can really get to know the basics of how to react in traffic. Guys, I've got to tell you, I've been hearing about this Moto Trainer jobby for quite some time now, and I'm actually quite disappointed that it's taken us so long to get our asses down here. But I really like what I see. Bruce, I'm going to ask you this question because you were the first to tell me about it all those months ago. What inspired you to bring this thing in, and where did it all start?
Glenn, look, we looked at the F1 simulators. They've been around for quite a long time. Everybody always looks at 4 wheels. No one really looks at the 2-wheel side. So obviously, my involvement in motor tires and racing through connections at Pirelli, Italy. Obviously, it's an Italian product. I sort of went through the back door there to make inquiries, and with assistance from the guys over there, we managed to get a hold of the developers and the owners of the technology. Had a chat and said, look, we'd like to be the first in Africa. bring in a fully MotoGP licensed simulator and look at the different angles in the market.
So I'm going to ask you this question because I think you've spent the most time on this machine, obviously with people coming through. I'm a weekend, just a social rider. Okay, I come along and I say I want the easiest track. What's the easiest track?
I would go with Sydney.
So Sydney, and that's the one that Sean was on now.
That's the one Sean was on.
And he came off it with eyes like saucers already. So yeah, you can see it's not boring in any way, means or terms. Second thing is, I come in. I'm an very experienced rider. I'm the top South African national champion. I want to ride a South African track at the most difficult setting. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so once you get on, the main thing is to learn the simulator first. Once you've got the hang of the simulator and the throttle position and braking percentages, you adjust your body positioning and ride style, and then you go for it.
Okay.
Then it's all in.
What tracks do you currently have loaded? Local South African tracks.
At the moment, we've got Red Star on, and Kailami was done last weekend.
Excellent.
So it'll be up and running shortly, and the rest of the tracks are in progress.
And you're adding to it all the time. That's the beauty of this product. It can grow as you go along. Now I'm going to ask you guys, what is the most technical track that you have loaded on this thing that you know of? What do the Oaks dislike the most?
I'll let Alan answer that one. He's been on most of it.
Indianapolis. Okay, so you can really go, and you can ride all over the world with this thing.
100%. 100%. So
And-
essentially, there is a gaming platform to them as well. So they've just given us under license MotoGP 2023.
Yeah.
So that is, we actually wanted to have it up and running for you today, but they just not ready. Will only be downloading next week. But then you could essentially, with 3 or 4 of these units all hooked up, you'd be racing each other on any track, and even race internationally. If you've got another chap on one of these in his man cave in bloody Austria or wherever, you could be racing against. Which the organisers are starting to put that together now, just to have you, as you have on your Xbox and your PlayStation, bring about real simulator international races and gaming.
I look forward to seeing that. It's going to be awesome. Now above Bruce's head there and above your head is Isle of Man TT, and obviously that's the talk of the town at the moment. We all know AJ did so very well. We sang his praises from the treetop, but it's quite amazing. 125 miles an hour club. Those oaks are berserk. I mean, Sean, you tried it now. Sean's lurking in the corner there. Sensory overload.
Dude, like you cannot believe.
Yeah.
It is. What I do, Bruce, about 15-20 seconds. On the Isle of Man, I bet you had to get off. Everything flashes past you so quick. And I was riding, the filming was done by Michael Dunlop. No, the thing's going so fast, flashing past you, and you think a corner's going that way because you're trying to watch the road markings, you're trying to watch what's happening, and you turn right, the next one's in the wall, I would have been dead 14 times in 10 seconds.
Those guys are mental. Even filming it, I didn't know where to put my eyes. So now I'm going to ask, I guess this is the final. It's not just for racers. It's for everyone. Come down and have a little bit of fun. You can use it for corporate team building. It's not like you're going to fall on your head. It's all very safe. And I like that rider training aspect that you guys have got coming through. I mean, we do live in South Africa. We're not sure where a lot of these guys get their licenses from, but I think you're angling towards starting a proper training academy for everybody, from Metro Police through to delivery riders. Tell us a little bit about that.
Glenn, as you know, motorcycle safety has always been one of my driving forces for myself. I'm very passionate about, and obviously the biggest motorcycle gang in SA at the moment is commercial bikes.
Yeah.
I think Checkers
70% of our new motorcycle sales. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, let's focus on the guys that need the training desperately.
Yeah.
A quick induction course standing next to a bike, telling a guy, "There's your clutch, that's not teaching him anything."
Absolutely.
Putting him, as you filmed on that screen, where you've got a car swerving in front, or we come around the corner, there's a pedestrian crossing.
And a pothole. Don't forget potholes. Come on. Tell them to get with the program. This is South Africa, sir.
The liability from the point of view of injury and all that type of stuff. Rather put the guy on the unit where he can learn and get familiar with the motorcycle.
Absolutely. Now I asked you off camera. You reckon August they can start with the program that you have loaded now, and then December for local. We're gonna go out and film local routes. and the guys can come. So if he lives in Boksburg, for example, you can send him down Great North Road and have the Oaks in their big buckies turning in front of him, and I think it's absolutely brilliant, man. It's going to be good.
It's a different way to do a learner's license.
Absolutely.
You know, pre-COVID scouting, you either had to, parents had to fund their kids
Yeah.
getting on a plane, going to Italy, track hire, this, that, trying to show what they can do on track.
Yeah.
Now with this unit, essentially the telemetry, a live camera feed through to those talent scouts sitting in Italy. They're the guys on the unit. They can see what he's doing on that MotoGP track. They can check his telemetry and they can say, right, this is the next Binder. Let's pay for him. Let's get him on the flight over there, and he's well worth the 2 weeks.
Not
with
Binder,
us.
Foley. The next Foley.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, the next Foley.
The next Foley.
To be across there instead of that 150 to 200,000 rand cost that the folks don't have.
Yeah.
You know, we had one of the father and his youngster in here who there was an inquiry on him last year, and dad just doesn't have the cash.
Because everything here is related to Dorna, so they can see
100%.
exactly what goes on with your machine all the
100%.
time. That's brilliant, man. Another question, and maybe you can answer this. What are the costs involved? So let's say I want to bring myself and my boy down for an hour with you guys to come and play. Rough costs, please.
Okay, rough cost about 1,000 rand an hour.
Yeah.
We don't mind how many people are on it. So if it's you and your son,
You can chop and
1,000
change.
rand, you chop and change.
Okay.
Because to ride it for 20 minutes or half an hour, it's very, very strenuous.
Yes.
Most of the guys get off here, they're sweating.
Yeah.
And you can rotate 5 laps, 5 laps, 5 laps. And that way you all get a decent ride in without getting too much fatigue.
That's excellent. So it's actually very good value for money. If you each going to get 3 or 4 laps on the thing over that time, and it makes sense. Last one. Okay, I know I said last one about 3 questions ago, didn't I? You guys get the top racers coming through. They wear their full leathers. They wear their helmets. They get on here and they do it for fitness. And I think, Bruce, you mentioned that a lot of the guys are getting much better lap times than what they were previously, particularly around the likes of Red Star Raceway.
Look, two we've been focused on. One is Grant Furrows, and the other is Mohammed Essap, also in the novice.
Yeah.
He's come up through the novices, and since he's been on the unit over the last 3-4 months, we put him on the podium at Pakisa, we put him on the podium at Red Star, and he took first place here at Kyalami on the weekend. So there is definite value for the guys, whether it's pro or whether it's novice, getting on these units and training on the tracks that they race on.
Sean would absolutely agree with you. I mean, from what you can see, he's pretty blown away. Boys, last one. How to get hold of you?
073 777 9269 or bookings at mototrainersa.co.za.
That's fantastic, guys. Thanks a lot.